Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and I am here with my friend John and his 2022 Honda Ridgeline. He picked this truck up recently a little bit on our recommendation. He needed something to get him and his family around and use for all sorts of different, a little more in-town type living. It's not like you're running a farm per se, but you definitely wanted something that had a lot of different usability. Wife has an SUV and still wanted something decent on fuel, decently comfortable, practical, and landed on this beautiful Sonic Gray 22 Ridgeline. But a truck is only as useful as its bed, and since John is doing a lot of things with the bed, it's going to be helpful to have a tonneau cover. So we hit up one of our favorite tonneau cover companies, TruXedo. It's right here in here, and I can't even remember which model we got. We got the Low Pro. That's what we ended up getting. And you and I talked about a little bit, John, kind of what you wanted in a tonneau cover. And with the little bit smaller size of the bed on the Ridgeline, we both agreed that having the soft fold-up was probably the way to go. You weren't super concerned about the security aspect, right? So you didn't need a hard top one?
Right.
Right, okay. So that's why if you all watch our video on our Maverick tonneau cover, we went with the Sentry CT, so that's got hard aluminum slats that roll up, but the downside to that is on a shorter bed like this, the Sentry CT rolled up would probably take up about that much space, and if you're doing something like bicycles in the back or really trying to maximize your truck bed, you're gonna have more times when you're gonna need to remove the cover. Whereas this Low Pro should sit low profile, as the name suggests, nice and slim here. It should look good, but then when he folds it up and rolls it, it should tuck away really nicely. So without any further ado, let's pop this thing open and see what we've got. Now this isn't going to be completely I'll let you open up the box, a full install how-to necessarily, but we're gonna see what we get right here from TruXedo in the box. And since we've already installed one of their tonneau covers, we're hoping it's gonna be pretty straightforward. And that's one of the nice things about going with a well-known company like TruXedo. You might pay a little bit more right at the beginning, but you're gonna get a lot of clear instructions. You're gonna get all the parts you need. Everything's gonna go together really well. And it's gonna be a much more pleasant experience in the short term and long term. Not a very heavy package. We know this isn't going to be a particularly difficult thing to do. Open the box. We see the cover here. Pull this out. Okay, so these are our slats. These are gonna go on the side of the truck. So if you wanna take those and put them near the back somewhere, we'll get to those in a minute. This is our actual cover. Looks like it's in good shape. You can see we've got a little bit of a vinyl situation going on here. And then we have a lot of packing material, but I see a box down there. That's probably everything we're gonna need, and a nifty little instruction bag. Here we go, Low Pro, America's #1 selling roll-up tonneau, owner's manual. Parts included in your kit: driver's side rail, passenger rail. Saw those two. We got the cover assembly. We should have 6 clamps and a bulkhead seal. There we are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clamps. We have some hardware, good to see. So you must have install instructions.
Yep.
What do I have? I have an owner's manual. This is gonna walk us through everything. We have a serial number on the cover. That's nice to have. John did clean off the truck beforehand. That's important, but we also have some isopropyl alcohol if we want to really make sure everything gets secured on there properly. It does say we're gonna need a flathead screwdriver and a 1/2-inch wrench or socket, which we have those here at DMHQ, and recommends spring clamps and scissors. We've already got those. We do have, and that is interesting, this says using a T30 torque wrench, but right here it doesn't say anything about having a T30. Fortunately, we do have that, but that's a bit confusing, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a few more here.
Honda Ridgeline Low Pro instructions. Okay, so
that's nice. They gave some Honda specific
yeah, this
ones.
is specific to the Ridgeline. So that's good to know because, as you all may or may not know, the Ridgeline is not just a basic metal bed like you see with a lot of other pickup trucks. This actually has some things that we may need to remove and then reinstall. I bet you it's because of these nice clamps up here. Now, one of the nice things about the Ridgeline bed is it is plastic in here, and you don't have to do any sort of bed liner if you want a smoother surface, but we'll let you know as we install if there are any Ridgeline specific things you should know. Right here, Ridgeline specific instructions. We see T30 Torx wrench, flathead screwdriver, 3/8 drive ratchet, Phillips screwdriver, 7/16 socket, flathead screwdriver, and then 6 specific steps. So we're gonna go through these and point out what's most important, but at first it looks like We're using a T30 Torx wrench to remove 3 factory installed M6 shoulder bolts from both the driver and passenger side. So those are going to be right there. You can see 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3 on the other side. I'm not 100% oh, because we're actually going to put the brackets right on there. That's clever. Cool. All right, so let's get those off. Okay, we have gotten our 3 brackets in, finger tight. 1, 2, 3, and those go right into the existing screws and holes that are already in the Ridgeline bed. So that part, pretty easy. A bit unexpected, we broke a bolt. Sheared it right in half, tightening this down, and not even with a ton of torque. We were using a pretty small ratchet there, quarter inch drive and screwdriver, and we wanted to try to get this really tight in order to make sure that's water sealed under there. And I guess we applied a little bit too much torque, so we'll have to get a new bolt. Here we go. We have it fully installed, and I gotta say, aside from the bolt that broke, that was super, super easy. The pre-drilled bolt holes that they've utilized here with the Ridgeline have made this remarkably easy, easier than the Maverick. On the Maverick, we had a weather sealing strip on the top for our Sentry CT. Did not have that here with the Low Pro. Very nice way to do it here. You can see it's open now with the elastic bits. And again, these are nice that they're elastic. On the Sentry, they're not stretchy, and you have to adjust the strap every time you open and close it. So this, you don't have to do that. And it closes pretty easily. Let's actually, John, if you want to roll this closed. Yeah. And it is a bit tight from the factory, but we'll see how well he can do it on his own. He's never done this before. So kind of getting an idea, you see those slats in the middle? They're helping him keep it straight, but sometimes the Velcro sort of catches, and then you kind of get this to sit down in its home, and it looks like he's already getting the hang of it.
This sits there.
Yep. Now you can see that it is a bit tight right now, and there is a tensioner adjustment in here that if we're gonna give it a few days, maybe even a week, and see if this material stretches a little, because it's very tight right now. If it doesn't stretch, John can actually take a little bit out of this tensioner, give himself a little bit more room. But the question we have is, will the truck bed close without having to pop this open like it does on our Sentry CT? I think the answer is yes. So let's see, first close. Look at that. This should be pretty darn watertight, especially after you go through and sort of just secure that Velcro. Watertight up here on the bulkhead. What do you think, man?
I think it looks great.
I think it does too. Look at that. So the Low Pro is supposed to sit a little flush, and it definitely does do that. It's a nice sleek look for this truck. Might help with fuel economy a little bit, as well as we noticed in our Maverick, maybe a little mile per gallon or 2 bump when highway driving. But if you do want to see more on how this looks, check the link in the description. We're going to do a winding road POV drive with this as well. But honestly, the easiest install I've ever had for something on a vehicle, despite us taking our time and breaking one thing. That was, if we were to redo it, we could probably do it in, not exaggerating, 10 minutes. Let's check also with the Ridgeline with the barn door opening. We can see that's still not gonna give any interference. Ooh, now that's interesting. So this is gonna be able to come up and isn't putting too much pressure on there. That's good. You can still get into your underfloor, which it looks like you got some dividers. That's cool. Nice. I love the Ridgeline, man. And something to keep in mind if you're concerned about security with a cover like this that in theory somebody could slice through, the Ridgeline provides you locked storage right in here. So John can still keep something secure in there and would only be out a new cover rather than the valuables inside the truck.
Yeah, the release switch is
it blocked?
Blocked as well, I believe.
Okay, that's good to know. So you will have to close that and then pop it open, and then it's as simple as, and away you go. Great, well thank you so much to TruXedo for sending us the Low Pro and we highly recommend it. We're gonna see how it is for a little while. If there's anything else that y'all should know, we'll throw it in the comments, or maybe a little bit after this video if it's been a little while driving around, if John has any more thoughts. But very straightforward install. I'm gonna be happy to do it again. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.